Collapse rarely arrives with noise. It arrives quietly. We imagine a breakdown as a singular dramatic event, a final, shattering moment. But this is almost never the case. The most profound, life-altering collapses do not happen with a shout. They happen in the silences. It is the silence in the car on the way to a job you have convinced yourself you must keep. It is the silence at the dinner table, smiling at a life that no longer feels like your own. It is the deep, heavy exhaustion that sleep does not fix, because it is not your body that is tired, it is your spirit. This is not the dramatic breakdown. This is the silent disintegration. It is the feeling of being hollowed out, of being a spectator in your own life. You are functional, you pay the bills, you answer the emails, you meet your obligations, but you are not present. A part of you, the essential part, has gone missing. This is the state of psychic collapse, and it begins when the life you are living is no longer in service to the person you truly are. From a young age, we are taught to build a mask. Carl Jung called this the persona. The persona is the you that you present to the world. It is your professional self, your good friend self, your capable partner self. It is a necessary interface for navigating social reality. It is not by itself a bad thing. The problem arises when we mistake the mask for our actual face. The problem begins when the applause we receive for playing a role becomes more important than our own internal truth. We become so identified with the role we are playing, the good son, the successful executive, the selfless parent, that we forget the actor underneath. We accommodate, we please, we perform. We slowly, and then all at once, suppress the quiet whispers of the true self that say, "This isn't me." The psyche, however, never forgets. The total self, the deep, unconscious core of your being, wants one thing: wholeness. It wants you to become the person you were meant to be. When the gap between the persona you are performing and the true self you are suppressing becomes too wide, the psyche must intervene. It cannot allow you to continue this act of self-betrayal indefinitely. So, it does something that feels terrifying, but is, in reality, an act of profound self-preservation. It quietly withdraws its energy. It cuts the power. The lights on the stage begin to dim. The performance, which you have poured all your life into, begins to feel hollow and meaningless. This is not a punishment. It is a rescue. This withdrawal of energy is what we experience as persona fatigue. It is a state of chronic suppression. Think of every time you wanted to say no, but said yes. Every time you smiled when you felt hollow. Every time you pursued a goal that society applauded, but your soul rejected. Each of these moments is a small betrayal, a small expenditure of psychic energy used to maintain the lie. This is not just mental tiredness. It is soul-deep exhaustion. The persona is heavy. It takes an enormous, constant amount of energy to hold up a shield, to maintain a front 24 hours a day. The collapse is simply the moment your arms can no longer bear the weight. The numbness you feel is a symptom of this fatigue. The anhedonia, the inability to feel joy in things that once brought you pleasure, is not a flaw in your character. It is a signal. The psyche is cutting power to the non-essential systems. And the first system to be declared non-essential is the very mask that is draining all the power. It begins to feel like this. The alarm goes off. It's morning. You look at the ceiling. There is no monster in the room, no immediate crisis. There is just a profound heaviness, a feeling of, again? You move, you shower, you make coffee. Your body is moving, but you are not in it. You are watching yourself perform these rituals from a great distance. You get to work, and you are competent. You answer questions. You nod in meetings. No one suspects a thing. How could they? The mask is flawless. But inside, you are gone. The evening is the reverse. You come home. You have done everything you were supposed to do. You were a good employee, a good partner, a good parent. And now, in the quiet of the evening, you feel nothing. Not sadness, not joy, just an empty, hollow ache. The TV is on, but you're not watching it. Your family is talking, but you're not listening. You're numb. This is the hallmark of the silent collapse. Functional despair. You're living a life that on paper looks fine, but inside, you have vanished. This is the pressure point. This is the crisis. The most terrifying realization is not that you are unhappy. It is that you are living a life that isn't yours. You have successfully built a beautiful, respectable cage, and you have locked yourself inside it. You have become an architect of your own absence. You look at your achievements, your relationships, your possessions, and you feel a terrifying disconnect. Who did all this? You are alienated from your own biography. You have followed a script written by someone else, by your parents, by society, by your own fear. This is the moment the numbness breaks, and the pain of that realization floods in. You realize you have betrayed your own potential. You have traded your authentic, messy, vibrant self for a hollow, stable, acceptable version. You are finally seeing the bars of the cage, and you realize with dawning horror that you are the one holding the key. But what if this collapse is not an ending? What if it is a summons? In-depth psychology, and in the ancient traditions of alchemy, this disintegration is a necessary, even holy process. It is the Negredo, the blackening, the dissolving of the old rigid structures. It is the beginning of reorganization. The false structure must fall. The life built on should must crumble to make space for a life built on is. The psyche is not trying to destroy you. It is trying to save you. It has created a crisis so profound, a pain so deep, that you can no longer ignore the truth. The numbness was a mercy, a cocoon to protect you while the old self was dissolving. The collapse is the breaking of that cocoon. It is the painful, chaotic, and absolutely necessary first step toward finding out what is real. So, how do we move forward from this place of rubble? The first act is not to build. It is to listen. You have been ignoring the signals for years, perhaps decades. Now, in the silence of the collapse, you must sit still and listen to the quiet voice you have suppressed. What did you love before you were taught what to love? What gives you a quiet internal sense of yes without any need for external applause? What have you been afraid to do because it seemed impractical, childish, or selfish? This is the voice of the true self. This is the process of making space for it. It is not a 10-step plan. It is a slow, patient excavation. It means disappointing people. The people in your life who loved your persona will not love this change. They will call you selfish. They will call you reckless. They will try to pull you back into the old, comfortable role. This is the test to choose your own alignment over their approval. It means saying no and sitting with the profound guilt. It means tolerating the anxiety of not knowing what comes next. It means choosing the authentic, messy, uncertain path over the stable, hollow one. You are rebuilding your life, but this time from the inside out. You are letting your internal truth dictate your external reality instead of the other way around. This is the great work of individuation. Falling apart is often falling into alignment. It is the chaotic, painful, and beautiful return to the person you were always meant to be.